Welcome, Illumineers, to Let's Talk Lorcana, your weekly Lorcana show, I guess.
Yeah.
Uh, that's what we'll call it. Your weekly Lorcana show where we talk about all things Lorcana. My name is Brandon, also known as B224. I am a co-host for the show. We also have Liam from the Illumineers, if you have not noticed. This is the Illumineers channel, or Twitch, YouTube, X, wherever you're at, which you should subscribe to, by the way, because they make awesome content.
Yay, thank you. I appreciate that.
And yeah, we're here.
Yeah, it's Monday night. Always fun. Aaron will be joining us shortly. I don't know what the term sleep regression means. I just use it whenever our daughter refuses to sleep, and that's going on right now. So yeah, I hear her crying in there. So hopefully Aaron will be in shortly. But yeah, Olena doesn't want to sleep this evening. So
the life of a parent, I guess.
Yeah, it's a trip. Lots of rewards, but lots of trials as well. So, but yeah, hopefully Aaron will join us here shortly. But yeah, I always get excited on Monday nights to talk about the latest going on. It always, I don't know, Brandon, for you, but it makes me like Sunday night. I go through this exercise of, oh yeah, there's a show tomorrow. What happened this week? Last Monday. And we were doing that today and yesterday, and there's a few things that happened this week. I was trying to separate. No,
yeah. Well, no, I mean, there were like the rest of the Enchanteds got released, right? Or all the Enchanteds. I don't know if we have seen any of them by the time last week happened. For me, the weeks always blend together, especially for reveal season and towards the end. Like, I never know what happens in between each week. It all just sort of like blends together. So I don't remember if there were extra cards that were revealed after last week's show. There may have been a couple that were hanging around that we hadn't seen yet. And then last week, I'm pretty sure I'm almost certain that the Enchanteds hadn't been revealed yet, because I think those weren't being revealed until Wednesday. So we did see the Enchanteds for this season, which look phenomenal. By the way, in my opinion, one of the best looking Enchanteds of the set, and everybody has their own opinion, but I think they're one of my favorites, at least. So excited about that. And then I think we got an update on the I don't actually know what it's called, but there was like a Disney Lorcana collaboration, I guess, the deck box and binder. Was it Gamegenic or was it Ultra? I don't remember.
Ultra Pro.
Ultra Pro. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you guys have one.
We do.
These came out a couple months ago. I think it was announced, was it back in October maybe, that these were coming out, and I think they were only available in EU. So we didn't get any America. We were told that they were going to be released for set 7, and set 7 came along. We hadn't heard about them yet. We got an update today that I think there's been production issues, so it looks like we're not going to get them with this set, but hopefully we'll get them in a set coming up, though.
Yeah, I do want to look at the Enchanteds in a moment and talk about our favorites, but yeah, regarding these, yeah, I mean, you hit all the important points. They're cool products. We had a chance to review them. We paid far too much money to get them on eBay so that we could review them. And what I will say is this: they're really, really cool. The binder is great. It's beautiful. We did a whole review video on it. The card capacity isn't where it fits a set, but there's a lot of other products in that range that fit a lot more, but it's a beautiful product, the gold inlay and all that. And this box is super cool. You can get cheaper boxes, at this price point, but in terms of like looks, this is like top of the line, and the lore counter is super cool. There's a problem with them though. And frankly, it's the durability of the gold foiling.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah. On both the deck box and on the binder. And it's one of those things where like this deck box, I did a little fingernail test on it and rubbed a little bit. All I did was take it to my LGS and back in my backpack, and it already shows some significant scratches. So a few trips and like the gold to be gone. So I hope, I still think they're great to have. If you're a completionist, they're beautiful. They're wonderful products in terms of the look and the feel and all that. I do hope that that's one of the things that's holding it up, is they're trying to fix that foiling. And that's my hope. If they don't, I still think, you should buy one if you're a Lorcana fan, but just be cognizant. I don't want you to get it and then you haul it off to your LGS and like the foiling's all rubbed up
Yeah.
because you didn't account for that. So
Yeah, it'd be nice if they were working on the quality for it. Regardless, I think it's nice to see collaborations with some of these companies that already make like, quality deck boxes and card sleeves and things like that
I
for
agree.
Disney Lorcana merch. Cause I feel like everybody is just kind of itching to have more Disney Lorcana stuff more than just like the cards and the like little binders and gift sets and stuff they send. Like I know, I would personally really like to see more Disney Lorcana deck boxes. I'd love to see more Disney Lorcana merch in general that like we could purchase. I'm sure there's some like reasons and legal hurdles that maybe they can't do that, but anything like that I think is well received from the community just to have something.
I totally agree. And I mean, there's so much in terms of like these quality products with these companies they could do for collaborations that people would buy like instantly. I think even these, I think these are going to sell really well, even with the gold foiling
Yeah,
issues.
definitely.
I think people are going to want them. The binder is beautiful, and when you put it on your shelf, it has the little gold logo, and you know that on your shelf that's your Lorcana binder. It looks
Mhm.
fantastic. And there's a route to go where you have a binder in every color, or a binder per set in this premium line. And it's they would sell. I mean, they would
Oh
sell
yeah.
really well.
Yeah.
Um, what
I
I
know
love?
that. Go ahead.
I was going to say in this line, Ultra Pro does collaborations like this with other companies, and in this particular line in Magic, they had a set of deck boxes which had the guilds from Ravnica on them, and those indicate like a
Mm.
color pairing.
Mhm.
They sold out, and now they're very sought after on the secondary market. They haven't reprinted them that I know, and they were really really well done. You could do that with ink color pairings where
Yeah.
you roll in and RMB's got his blue steel box that he's playing, and Sailor's got his ruby sapphire deck, and Ed's coming in with his red purple deck and all that. But they could do that and they would sell.
I think it'd be cool too. Like I watch a couple commander shows just sort of casually. I don't even play, but I think they're fun to watch. And on some of them I've seen sponsored things. I don't even remember which company where they've done like deck boxes and products like that, but they each have the different I don't know what it's going to be called. I'm just going to say lands, the colors of Magic, like just the symbol on them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, yeah, like you could easily do something similar with Lorcana, even if it wasn't like a dual link sort of thing. If you just had an amber, amethyst, emerald, ruby, sapphire, steel, you know, deck box that people could pick up, or deck or card sleeves that were quality and worth using. Uh, I think that would be really cool for people because I don't know, like it's fun to use other stuff, but like I love Disney. I love Lorcana. I want all the Disney stuff and all the Lorcana stuff. I want to,
Right.
rep that more than anything. So
I totally agree. I mean, and gosh, this is a tangent, but can you imagine the pin line? Like a Rockstar Stitch pin that you could purchase?
oh
Again,
my gosh.
instant
Yeah. I
sell,
don't
right?
I equally am like, please don't ever do this because my wallet would suffer. And also, yes, I need this right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally agree. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So that was a bit of news. Let's. I have one more piece of news about an upcoming event, and then I'd love to look at a few enchanteds if you want to
Yeah.
dive down that rabbit hole.
Sure.
The other event I want to talk about, we're in a bit of a gap between big Lorcana
Hmm.
competitive events in terms of like the official challenges, but there are all sorts of little Lorcana events going on here and there. We were talking before this. I think the next big SSG tournament and Southside Gaming is in 2 weeks. Yeah.
Think so. I think SSG has a tournament. Whatever the opening weekend of Archasia's Island is. I know there's that, and then there's the Hunter Burton Memorial that's happening the weekend after that. Those are the only two that I know of. I know there's ones happening the week like there's basically a tournament every weekend in March if you're on the East Coast. I don't remember which ones they all are. Maybe our guests that we pull in later might
Yeah.
or might not know. I don't actually know if they know or not, but I know that there's some things happening.
Well, yeah, and for the chat, if you're watching this and you're here regularly, if you have tournaments coming up in your area that you'd like us to highlight every week, going into the weekend, let us know, and we'll make sure to highlight them here. But there is another event coming up this weekend in Miami, and I don't think there's a Lorcana tournament happening here, but this is Miami TCG Con, who's doing a small mini con here with some Lorcana artists, some vendors, Disney animator Tom Bancroft. Peter Ramundo will be there again.
Nice.
So, and I think this is Palm Springs. So, Eric at Miami TCG always puts on a good show, and if you're in the area and you're driving distance, definitely come check it out because there'll be a lot of Lorcana folks there to meet.
Yeah, definitely worth trying out. I didn't go to the Miami TCG Con last year, but I went to the first one when they hosted a Lorcana event, and it was super awesome. It was run really well. I got to meet a bunch of Lorcana artists that were there and get stuff signed. It was really cool to meet the artists. I really haven't had a bad interaction with Lorcana artists so far, which is kind of nice. So if you're interested in getting some cards signed, definitely couldn't recommend that anymore going over there. Also, just like other stuff like Disney animators, I have I won't pull it down, but I was able to get Peter Raimundo to sign a couple things for me, at one of the people that animated Stitch. So definitely a lot of reasons if you're a Disney fan and especially a TCG fan to head over there and have a fun weekend.
Yeah. I will be flying down as well. Unfortunately, Aaron couldn't travel this month, so I'll be going solo, but I guess I'll offer, if you can rush ship me some cards that I can get on Thursday, I'll get them signed for you if you want, but I don't know, it's probably a bridge too far, but yeah, if you're in the West.
Uh-oh. See, this is the awkward part where I don't know if I disconnected or Liam disconnected. Okay, Liam's back.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I'm a hardline in, so it's gonna be one of those shows.
I was having internet issues last night, so
yeah, it's gonna be one of those shows. Here's the thing: if I disconnect for everyone, what we've learned is, the guests continue to hang out and do stuff, but I control the chat and I control the card images and I control who's in the green room. So
yeah. If you freeze out and it's just me on here, I don't know. We're making something up. We're about to play a game with chat until you come back.
That's true. Well, in that case, let's look at some enchantments and then get guests in here. So if it does happen again, you're not by yourself. I'm going to bring up my other screen here because I've managed to pull up some cards courtesy of Lorcana Player. Great website, along with Musha Report. This is a place where I go to see a lot of the goings on. But here on Lorcana Player, they've got all of the enchanteds that were revealed pulled up here. And there's some amazing ones. Brandon, if I were to ask you which one of these, based on what you see in your chase enchanted is, which one would you say?
Okay, hold on, because I'm trying to find the the web page where all that's on, so that I can get a good look at them all.
Look at this. I'm gonna drop them in our
little
chat here.
Yeah. I was searching for a page that had them all and I couldn't find them. Okay. I think there's a lot of great ones this set, to be honest with you. Like I said earlier in the stream, I know that everybody has their opinions on which enchantments they do and don't like. It happens every set. You're not gonna be able to please everybody. I love these enchantments more than I love. Not that I don't like the other enchantments, but I just like these a lot more than some of the others. And it's a hard pick for me, genuinely, on which ones are the best. I just sort of like the art style and like the direction that they took for these enchantments. They feel really colorful. There's a lot going on. They're kind of exciting. I'm going to try not to ramble and actually just pick one that would be a chase for me. I think you would either. This is so hard. I'm like, oh, it's this one, and then I'm like, oh no, it'll be this one. Okay, so here's ones I'm thinking through. Restoring.
As you say it, I'm going to take a look. So what's your first one?
Okay, the first one that I'm looking at, we'll start at the top. Yep. The first one that I'm looking at is the Belle card. Belle's my favorite Disney princess ever. It's also one of the first Duel Link cards that we've ever seen. I think it could be a fun card to play in a deck. Who knows if it'll actually see play within meta decks. I'm not good enough to have tested enough to give you an answer on that, but potentially playable with some fun decks as well. So Bell is definitely on my list.
Okay.
The next card after that is All Is Found, mainly because I just like I made a post about this on Blue Sky. I've never cried when I've opened an enchanted before, as excited
Yeah.
as I've been. This one might do it for me.
Yeah.
If I open this in an actual pack and see it in person, it just might make me cry because it is the sweetest like scene thing happening right here. And I think it's just beautiful. I love the color blue in general, and so I think it's a very beautiful art.
This is my number one. Yeah. Honestly,
So,
you
so
stole my thunder a little. So yeah, this is
okay, so I won't take that one then. If that's
no,
your
no,
number
it's
one,
too.
I'm not going to take that one.
Yeah, okay.
The
It's
next one on the list, God, there's so many. The Donald Duck one's really cool. I don't think it's my top one. A
okay.
lot of people say that it like reminds them of Kingdom Hearts. I totally agree. I've also seen that it reminds them of Dark Magician, which I think is hysterical. I love Donald Duck. I love this card and the art. Yeah, so that's another one. The Aurora card directly next to it is also stunning. It is like beautiful.
It's true. Riley in the chat saying the Aurora is right there.
Yeah, another one like on the list. Like, there's so many of these that I would be happy to pull. Usually, I'm gonna be completely transparent with you and the audience. When I pull an enchanted, unless it's a card that I know that I can play with, in whatever competitive deck that I'm going to play in, it usually sits in a trade binder, and I try to sell it to use that money to buy singles that I need to play with
to
other
me
cards.
sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes to Liam, and so many of these cards I think I would just keep. Like, they're too pretty not to. Outside of Aurora, I really like the Tamatoa. And then I'm not going to keep making you click through stuff. Restoring Atlantis is also one that I really like, just because I'm a big Atlantis fan. And I think that one's really pretty. Having talked through all of them, I think if I had to pick a chase, I thought the answer would come to me by the end of that sentence. I don't know. There's not one. I can't pick one. I'm sorry. There's not a single chase. There's more than one card that I would be absolutely happy to pull for this set. And so far, I'm going to totally jinx myself when I say this. So far, there's not been a set that I have not pulled an enchanted out of a pack.
All right.
So this would be the first set that I didn't find one, if that happens, which would make me so sad considering it might be my favorite set for enchanteds.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely I agree with it. There's no cards in this set, no enchanteds where I'm like, meh. There's a couple, I think with some of the items, like the artist did as beautiful as possible they possibly could with those items. I think they're all beautiful. They basically fall into two tiers of me. There's like the S tier cards that I have to have, and then there's the A tier cards which I would love to have and will try to hunt down, but are not, I don't have to have. I think you hit most of my favorites. The only one I think perhaps I'm really loving the Gorillas vibe I get here.
Yeah.
This one, I don't know. It's Gorillas for me. Meets Tron, and I love the art style. But yeah, I think for me, the only other one I'll mention that's kind of like S tier that you didn't talk about is Bolt, just because I love this film and it's Bolt. But this one, I agree. Like, the storytelling here is so delightful, and there's so many possibilities about where this happens within like Frozen canon. Or if it's an alternate version of this story where they don't go on the ship. Either way, whether it's before the ship or instead of the ship, it is incredibly emotional. And it's, some people don't read this much in the story of TCG cards, but I do.
I do.
I agree with you. This is emotional,
This is where I hope the chat does not turn on me. I have not seen Frozen 2, so I don't know if this is a reference to anything in the second movie or if this is just literally like, no, this is their mother and she's not dead, and with them while they're children.
Yeah, I don't remember Frozen 2. I
Okay.
remember the song. I remember that they were spirits, and
I should know if like the mom played a major or more major role in other films than the first one. And maybe I was missing something because regardless, it's a beautiful card and I love it. But anyway.
Aaron says, "Turn on him." Lorcana bro in the chat. Turn on him, and there it goes. There it
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah.
The chat's turning on both of us. It
It's
turns
been
out.
nice. It's been a nice show, everybody. I'm
Yep.
glad you
We'll
joined.
see you next week. Oh dear. Okay. All right. Oh, more shame coming from Twitch. It's all the platforms.
Yes. Shout out to all of our Twitch viewers. After last show, there were quite a few people that wanted us to do some more stuff on Twitch, maybe potentially get affiliated and so we can get some cool emotes and set some stuff up over there because apparently you guys really like Twitch. So we are going to we are going to try to do that. I've talked to Liam a little bit about it. I'm going to try and get him set up on that kind of thing and see if we can't get there. So shout out to everybody that's viewing on Twitch instead of YouTube, because I just kind of assumed everybody came to YouTube, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, me too. And there's I think 6 or 7 people on Twitch. The problem with Twitch, this is a tangent. We'll get back to Lorcana in a second. The problem with Twitch for doing these on Restream is we can't engage with people in the same way that people are used to on Twitch. We're kind of like a step removed. So there's a little bit of chatting that we can do, but in general, like it's not what Twitch viewers expect, which is why I don't think it's as popular a platform. But to use 6 people in Twitch right now,
we're gonna have to figure it out, because I would be surprised if there wasn't a way, even though you're going through Restream, and I could be totally wrong, but I would imagine there's a way that you can still like raid somebody at the end of the stream, right? Like that's something pretty cool that I've seen a lot of Lorcana streamers do. Shout out to Wonderland. That like, you know, every time somebody's in the Lorcana category and they're ending stream, send everybody to somebody else and keep people watching the game. So we'll figure that out. Regardless, we'll figure that out. One thing that I wanted to touch on before we move anywhere else.
Yep.
I want your opinions, Liam. And if you don't want to give them, I'll just give mine first because I didn't talk to you about this beforehand.
Okay.
I want your opinions on what Ravensburger did to us again, which is making the set championship card the same card as an enchanted card that we can pull in the set, right? Like there's 2 different versions of Hero Hamada. Actually, there's I guess 3 versions of Hero Hamada if you count the participation one, but
I have opinions. Do you want to go first? You want my opinions first?
I don't mind going first. I do want to hear your opinions though.
Okay, I'll start. Since you posed the question, I have thoughts. So here's the thing. I don't mind. First, I don't mind if the art is good. In this particular instance, I think both enchanted versions of Hero bring something different. One is very stylized. Here, I'll bring him up here. You know, this is the normal version. It's very stylized. Like I said, it's Gorilla style. It's kind of this 2D, kind of like Spider-Man. You know, the film kind of style. And to me, this is the kind of art like Jeff Murchie from set 1 had a couple cards. And when I see his art, I'm like, wow, this is Jeff Murchie art. It's very different. This is the same. So I appreciate what that's bringing to bear.
Yeah.
This is very different. The stylized pose, it has a little more 3D effect. And so I appreciate getting different versions and different artist takes on this enchanted card. So I don't mind it. The thing that I mind, though, there is an opportunity cost, which is the opportunity to bring us, you know, another card in an enchanted version. I mean, there's a bajillion. This Daisy Duck would be brilliant in an enchanted version. We can scroll down. So I don't hate the card. I'm not like super upset about it.
Yeah,
beautiful. On the other hand, I would love to see another card in an enchanted version. But what I would really like to see, and I'll die on this hill. I loved what they did in set 1, where they for Inklands rather, where they looked back and they found a beloved card, and they gave us an alternate treatment of that beloved card with Stitch Rockstar by a beloved artist, Nicholas Cole. Knocked it out of the park. I wouldn't mind if they chose cards that people already had a connection to from previous sets, because I think that would make that prize extra exciting. It doesn't even have to be an expensive card. You know, Ursula Deceive. Well, Ursa Deceiver. We already have an Enchantedish version of that. But
Yeah.
Hail the Azurite Sea is a good one. Or Friends from the Other Side. Friends from the Other Side is a common,
Mhm.
great card from set one, but very popular. And if we got an enchanted version of that, I think it'd be great. So I think there's opportunities to find like cards that emotionally resonate with people already because they've been playing them for months or a year and
Yeah.
giving us an alternate version of that. The same way they do throwbacks with playmats now and accessories.
Mhm.
I think that's the downside is there's an opportunity cost that they're missing. All right, that was a very long. What are your thoughts?
I mostly agree. I I have to say, like you've mentioned, I love the enchanted art for both of the Hero Hamadas. I think they were great. As soon as they were revealed, I'm like, these are awesome. I want both of them. So this definitely has nothing to do with the actual art of this card, and I will happily, play for this card come set champ season. But yeah, I agree. I feel like it diminishes the value kind of both cards, like both the enchanted that you can only pull in the packs and the set champs card when you already have a like different version of it, right? Um I just like I don't know. You kind of put it, you nailed it on the head. It's another slot that could have been used by something else. I see a lot of people saying like, why is it Mushu and Enchanted? That was the card everybody was excited to get for this set. I think that would have been a perfect one because, as you also mentioned, they don't do throwbacks anymore. They just do a card from this set, which I get, especially if they want to stay on theme. They want the set champs for Arcasia's Island card to be an Arcasia's Island theme card. I can't blame them for it. I agree with you, and I think it might be more special if they use cards from previous sets that have seen a lot of play, because I imagine it is pretty difficult to choose a set championship card, right? Because I imagine they have to take into consideration, like popular characters and IPs, and then also a card that's thematic to the set as well. Um, but there's plenty of cards that could be chosen, right? Like I've always, even like certain song cards, I think that have seen a ton of play would make for great set championship cards. And there's a lot of reasons why the Stitch set champ card could have been more popular than all the others. But I do think part of it is that nostalgia. Like we all remember playing Rockstar Stitch in set one. Those of us that were playing in set one, what by the time it came out, it really wasn't even like that great of a card in the format
No.
anymore. But it was Stitch, and it was an awesome art by an awesome artist. For a card that we all held deeply. Yeah, Storm Rage On was what I was thinking of. I was thinking actually of Strength of Raging Fire because I'm trying to think of like rare and above cards. But yeah, like exactly like that though. The Storm Rage On cards that have seen like a ton of play that people would love to collect and continue to play with, I think would make for great set champs cards. But I wanted your opinion on the topic because I remember when the Hero Hamada card got released, I saw a lot of people talking about, giving their opinions on the topic. And I've mentioned to you before, I think we're somewhat a voice for the community. And so just be an interesting thing to talk about for a second and, think about.
Yeah. No, I agree. I love this topic because I love talking about set champ cards because every set it changes. They push it a little bit
Yeah.
and do something different, and it's always a fun topic of conversation as we talk about what they're getting right and wrong. I
Mhm.
will say, and we've talked about this before, but since we're on the topic of set champs, I love the participation cards.
I do too. I'll
Um,
agree.
in fact, you know what? I'm gonna pull it up right here because I think it's a great idea, and I don't think that having this card in this normal frame in any way diminishes the value of the enchanted version, which I
Yeah.
know some people were like upset about, but no, I think this card, if value is your thing and you like playing for prizes or whatever, um, if you're that player and that's what you care about, which there's plenty out there, and nothing wrong with that. I don't think this card changes in value one bit because of the existence of this card. It's yeah.
Yeah, I agree mostly. I think there's the slightest I don't even know what word to say, but like purely the fact that it's the same art, even though one is a full art and one is within the border, I think there's like something there. But I don't dislike what they've done with it, right? Like I don't dislike that there's the just participation card, then the full art enchanted card. Because you're right, I don't think the participation card is foiled. I don't actually
I don't
remember.
think so.
But especially if it's a non-foil card, the set championship top 8 card is definitely like the shinier, prettier, more elegant version of the card that people are still going to want to play for. I'll be eager to see whether or not we see players signing up for set champs, like just to get the promo card because they're like, oh, well, this one has the art on it. I don't really care to play, to the top 4 or the top 8. So I'll be eager to see if that's something that happens at all.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Sorry, there's like live private chat stuff going on here in the green room. Yeah. No, I appreciate the question. I don't know. It's a fun topic, but at the end of the day, yeah, I'll be excited to see how it goes. Every set champs we learned something. Last set champs, I think the top 8 versus the top 4. There was some debate about what that would do for demand and the popularity of set champs, and they seem to be as popular as they were the previous set. So
yeah, I mean, I think the only thing that it impacted is the price, right? Like, there's just more set champs cards out there, and so a lot of things affect the price. But since that change, they've been a lot cheaper to buy on the secondary market if that's how you want to go about, getting a couple of them.
Yeah. Okay. I've got one more piece of news here that I have prepped, and before we do that, and I wanted to say this earlier and I forgot. Tomorrow, if you're interested, we partnered up with Lorcana player Mo Shamblin to give a class on deck construction as he kind of tackles Archazia's island and tries to figure out what he's doing this set. We won't. I think we won't get like a full breakdown of what he's working on for Worlds, but at the very least, it'll be a great class for those interested in how he goes about his process. We're gonna do that in the Illumiteers Discord, free. We're gonna sponsor this, so come hang out with us tomorrow on the main stage at 8 o'clock in the Illumiteers Discord, and we're gonna do a fun little class. So we're looking for ways to kind of provide some more value to fans of the show and Discord members and such. So this would be a fun thing that we hope to do occasionally. So appreciate Mo helping us pilot this, and yeah, that'll be tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it. I'm going to try to be there if I can be there because I want to hear what Mo has to say about deck building. He's a great Lorcana player and deck builder. So
yeah, me too. I'm excited about that. May or may not be recorded, but yeah. And then Aaron. Oh, that's right. Sorry, Erin is in the chat. Hopefully, again, she makes it out. But Erin's reminding me there's some other news. There's a video that came out this week that we have to take a look at because I'm interested in your thoughts on it, Brandon. So
I don't know where this is going.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Brandon.
/B224 /our
Aww.
favorite guy.
Happy birthday to you.
Woo! Birthday boy, Mr. B squared. Happy birthday, my friend.
Hey, Brandon. Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday, Brandon.
Keep on questing.
Aww.
Hey, Brandon. Happy birthday. From our early days in Lorcana until now, you've been one of my best friends, first and best friends. So I'm grateful for all of our years of friendship, and here's to hoping for many more. Happy birthday.
Make me cry on
I
live.
just wanted to wish Brayden a very happy birthday. I hope you get the bucket hat of your dreams.
You know, I was thinking back a couple years ago when I got a message from somebody named Brandon asking if he could join our weekly Disney Lorcana content creator live stream, and I said yes. And that was the start of a lovely,
Which was wild,
lovely
by the way.
relationship with an awesome Disney Lorcana content creator.
I really, really appreciate you saying just reach out, be you, all that fun stuff. And I really appreciate that. You're an amazing human, amazing pillar to this community, and a beautiful man.
Hey Brandon, Danon here. You're one of my absolute favorite people to work with in Lorcana. Don't let anybody else know that I said that, but had to wish you a happy birthday, buddy. Hope it's a great day.
Hey Brandon, it's Elizabeth and Waylon. We heard that it's your birthday, so we wanted to wish you a happy birthday. Yeah, happy birthday, my man. Stitch has a cupcake for you. It is pink. It is awesome. Happy birthday, brother.
Your boy R&B here. Just wanted to wish you a happy birthday. You're a blessing and a saint to this community, and I'm happy to call you a friend. Happy birthday, brother.
From the bottom of my heart, appreciate you, my friend. That's not my heart, but that's not the point. Happy birthday. You're the best.
A very merry birthday to you. I don't know.
Oh,
John
D.
Means you can get your haircut. Have a great day, buddy. Love you.
Happy birthday, Brandon, coming to you from the beautiful mountains. And I miss you, brother. I love you, brother. Without you, I would have never have learned the most important rule of my life, and that is to always watch out for...
Oh my gosh. I'm like flushed. Thank you guys so much. I don't know what to say to that. I'm not a crier, but I want to cry after that. So,
well, a lot of people wanted to wish you happy birthday, and including Aaron and Elena had to pop out.
Oh,
Can you say hi, Mr. Brandon? Can you say hi, Mr. Brandon? Say hi.
Hi.
No, it didn't seem right with your birthday on a Monday today to not I don't know, give the community a chance to say happy birthday and thank you for everything that you've done for the Lorcana community. So a lot of people wanted to get their wishes in. So there you go.
Well, thank you to everybody, especially the ones that submitted something. I don't want to cry. This community is extremely special to me. A lot of people I've shared really vulnerable and intimate things with that I won't get into on this live stream, but this community changed my life for the better. And so, if it weren't for everybody here, things might be different. And I'm happy every single day for this community. So thank you, everybody.
Oh, you're welcome. I will say when we were chatting before the show and we brought up there's a birthday, and I like to keep things low key. I was like, oh.
I will say this is the most somebody has done for me for a birthday. Like I've never been surprised by anything, so that was extra special. Thank you.
Our pleasure. I did the easy part, just pulling it together, but no. And Caroline did a lot to pull that together as well and reach out to folks. So yeah, but yeah, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank y'all.
Okay, with that, we're going back to attempt to put her down. Okay.
Yeah, try to get some sleep.
We'll be back, or I'll be back, hopefully.
Yeah. Night, Oli. All right. Well, happy birthday, bud. Like, yeah. I don't know. I won't belabor the point, but
yeah, let's please move on.
Move on. All right.
Before I start crying.
All right, no tears. All right, so let's. You want to bring in our guests?
Yes, we have some really cool guests showing up. I hear a storm is brewing. The tides are rising. We've got a pretty cool team.
Yeah, well, let's start. Who do you want to bring in first?
I just bring them all in, dude.
Bring them all in at the same time?
Yeah, why not?
All right, sure. All right, so let's give a quick intro before they bring in. New team launched not this week, last week. It's about a week old. Team Maelstrom with a lot of our favorite Lorcana players and some amazing Lorcana players. We love these are all friends of the show. Usually a lot of them are here in chat if they're not appearing on camera. So we have several folks appearing here for the 8th time, a couple of them, and then we have one appearing here for the first time, which I'm really excited about. So I'm really excited to welcome some of the members of Team Maelstrom. It is RMB Rhyme Prey. It is Logan, aka Zenulus, appearing for the first time on this show. It is Humble. And the manager of Team Maelstrom, it is Lorcana Librarian, aka Sarah, Lorcana Judge Extraordinaire. Hey everyone!
I'm just a judge. I'm just a judge.
Just a judge.
Don't let her lie to you. She's so much more than that.
She is. She really is.
She tells that lie all the time, like trying to get us to believe it. I think it's like imposter syndrome kind of really setting in. She's like, if I say it enough.
No, it's not that. No, I'm totally the manager, 100%. I just don't want to be labeled as a Lorcana judge because that just feels incorrect. So I just call myself a judge. I judge several TCGs and just wanted to clarify. So that's all.
But a particular
like the most judge thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I was like, well, actually,
I'm very knowledgeable about so many things.
I play so many different games. I play so many different games.
Section 2.4/B states that my title is Judge, not Lorcana Judge.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
I had to turn down judging Star Wars Unlimited because I'm like on the edge of my seat waiting for Worlds announcements and I can't dare do anything else. So but I do judge a couple other games and was at SCG Con and whatnot. So I can encompass the name of Judge and not just Lorcana Judge. But anyway, we're here to talk about a storm, not even that. Who cares about that?
Well, we appreciate you all taking time to be here so close after the team launched. We do have a segment coming up. We asked in accordance with our thumbnail, we did ask everybody or all the players here what their favorite cards from this set were, either cards that they are personally excited for or cards they think will have a particular like a big meta impact. We have those slides prepped. Before we do that though, if you all, since this is our first time having Team Maelstrom members on the show, I'm curious if you all could describe Maelstrom in just a couple words. Like, what are you all about? Like, how would you introduce yourself to viewers and potential Maelstrom fans?
Oh, give it to Ryan. Ryan's got
it. That's all, Ryan.
I can do you one better. Like we real official around here, so I can tell you exactly what Maelstrom is all about. Maelstrom is committed to fostering a welcoming and inclusive community for Disney Lorcana enthusiasts, just like all of us. Our mission is to unite the players through collaboration, respect, and continuous growth. And we want to create a central hub for innovation and connection. Together, we want to strive to inspire and empower each other to achieve excellence both in the game and outside of it.
Chills, actual chills.
Tears, like, God, why is this the crying show? But
Man,
yeah,
Brandon, we're gonna have to hire Ryan to do like our show intro, like, you know.
Yeah.
You just got to get him to do the movie voiceover guy, right? Like the "In a World" kind of one of those voices. He's got that.
That's
in
true.
a world.
Oh, perfect.
One taco, one man.
Yeah, one of the most eloquent people I think in the TCG space, JDZ Quest. Is he reading that? Was that teleprompted?
No, that's straight from his heart.
Well,
yeah,
I love that. Yeah, I love that. That's great. All right. Well, I mean, you captured it perfectly. What do you all have before we get into cards? What do you all have coming up in the near future? Any big tournaments? Any events that we should be watching out for that you all are running? And if people are looking to connect with you, where can they connect with you and hang out with you all?
So we aren't running anything internally. I think the first big event that we are going to be kind of showing up in mass is going to be the Charlie's Collectible Show 8K. It's next month at the 22nd in Atlanta. But aside from that, we've launched a completely new Discord, Maelstrom. You can find links to it on most of our Twitter profiles. And just as a quick segue, we have been absolutely blown away by the support that we've gotten this past week.
Pun intended.
No, so much so. When we did this and started, we legitimately had the idea and thought of we're starting from zero. It's going to take us months, if even that, if not longer, to get anywhere close to the amount of people we had in our old Discord, and just to have that level of outreach with the community. And we've just been absolutely floored by the support we've gotten. We expected
we hit
none
600
of it.
today.
Yeah,
within like 4 days. It was like 4 days.
600.
Today would be 600 members in the Discord, and like we just genuinely did not expect any of that. So, I mean, if anybody who's made the transition and come to see us and say hi and said anything kind about us, it means more than we could ever say.
For sure. The transition was already going to be a little tumultuous, as, you know, we kind of made the decision to pull the trigger, and the community has just made it so much smoother with all their support. It's really just kind of blown us all away. Like it's been crazy to even just like be a part of this, let alone like look at the Discord and see how many supporters we have already that just followed us from, you know, the last endeavor we had into this opportunity. And it's been awesome. It's been really great.
Oh, that's great.
even as we're chatting, like my phone is vibrating from like people are joining now. So
yeah, I just posted the link in the chat to all the platforms. So except for Twitter, I can't post to the Twitter chat. So if you're watching on Twitter, go to a different platform.
Well, if you're on Twitter, you can find any one of our Twitter handles, and they will be on there. Like I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I've got a link tree. It's got a direct link right to it.
Yeah.
I'm not cool enough to have a link tree, but I did post about it.
Speaking of
I only
cool
have one
enough,
because R Bay made it. She's the smart one.
I was
She is intelligent.
Speaking of not cool enough, our Discord server is like a year and a half old, and we have less than 300 members. So thanks for making me look bad. And
if we're gonna talk about not cool enough, this is my first appearance on this show. So like, thank you guys for having me.
That's fair. I'll take the hit on that, but so glad.
No, it's partly because of me too. I'm just a shy little boy, so I don't want to ask to be a part of anything. So like,
yeah, you're humble.
Sure, yeah. Don't shake your head.
No, don't let him.
If you join the Maelstrom Discord, you'll learn that's not true. Pretty quickly.
Whoa, I'm already catching strays.
The level of irony in his name is astounding.
So there is a story behind the name, and I will tell it to you if you're interested.
Go ahead.
So, okay, no, never mind. Yeah, no, he said no. That's fine. No, so, growing up, I was a Halo kid. Like I played all the Halos. It was my favorite game, to a point where I played it at a competitive level. I played it for a very long time. Halo 3 got like retired, and Halo 4 came out, and Halo 4 was dropped from the MLG playlist. So I was like, okay, well, it's time to retire. I did pretty well. I wasn't like winning any major events, but I was doing pretty decently. My 1v1 record is spotless. It was 175-0 or something like that. Not that I've have it written down or anything, but so when Halo Infinite came back out, I was at the time living in North Carolina because we had relocated from my wife's job at the time, and I was kind of away from all my friends, and I was like, I guess I'm not going to buy this game. And they're like, well, it's free. I was like, well, I'm not going to go buy an Xbox for that. And they're like, no, it's on PC. I was like, fine, I'll play. And then I played that for a year, and my old gamer tag was no longer in accordance with the new rules and guidelines, so I had to change it. So I was talking to my wife, and because she was asking like, well, are you actually like good enough to pursue this as a dream? And I was like, well, I'm like so much better than these other people. Then yeah. And she was like, you're so humble. And I was like, that's it. There it is. That's the name.
It'll never stick.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Like I knew it was going to be a joke, and then transitioning over to Disney Lorcana, it just kind of stuck and took off.
Yeah, that's awesome. I always enjoy hearing where people's monikers have come from. So that is fun. We did have a question from the chat, and I know there's a couple other people in the chat. So for those unfamiliar with your team, we've got 3 of you here. Who are you missing? Who's also a member of Team Maelstrom? No. Other people.
Is no one gonna take the? All right, I'll take
okay.
it.
That's all you. That's on you.
Nobody wants to take the lead on things. We're just like no, you go. And by the way, we have a thunderstorm, and my power might go out. So if I disappear, I'm okay. I didn't die. It's fine. But I'll let you go.
So we still have a lot of the same players you guys have come to love. We do have Mr. Dad himself, Bannable Harka, as one of our teammates. We've got DLC Seattle winner Wonderland, aka Mr. Hair. You've got myself, RMB, aka Mr. Bald. We're kind of like the yin and the yang. You've got Mr. Moof himself, Humble. Kind of the leader in the forefront of the Lily Fossa, as we like to call it. You've got my boy Zenulos, part of the Trash Tea trio. Also, Lorcana's most admired, because look at that smile. How can you?
That's Disney Lorcana's sweetheart.
How can you not love him? And we've got the red blue legend himself, the ruby sapphire deity, Mr. Sailor.
That's awesome. Well, should we dive into some cards? Or Brandon, you have any questions before we dive into some cards here?
I don't think so. I was interested in knowing which events you guys were going to, which you already answered that. So we'll be looking out for you guys at CCS. That'll be exciting. But I think we should get into some cards.
Let's do it. All right. So I kind of teed up before, but I sent everybody a note before they came on. We did this a few sets before where we got some prominent players on and asked them what their favorite cards from the set were. Here I asked everybody coming on, what are your top 3 cards for this set? And I don't think I qualified that with like top 3 meta cards or top 3 favorite cards or top 3 cards you're excited about. But these are, I think, the top 3 cards that you all are excited about. So let's start out with Card Soldiers. This was one I was surprised to see on the list. Humble, this was yours.
It is indeed.
What's up with this card?
So, unfortunately, the colors of Ruby and Amber did not get a lot in terms of new tools. There was a lot of cards that specify actions or singers. And if you all know me at all, there's like 6 different card types in Lorcana. I want to play only one, and it's all characters. So it could be because I play Mufasa. So unfortunately, there were some of the cards that I was testing. One of them was the new Lyle, which ended up kind of being a little bit more awkward than useful. But as I was kind of looking through, this little comment caught my eye, and the list currently for this set has Mulan in it. And unfortunately, even though she has a really good stat line, being a 3/2, she's very difficult to meet the conditions so she can challenge. So the only card in the deck right now is Piglet, which is the captain. This card is essentially Mulan, but because we have 4 of the 1-drop Mulans and 4 of the Mother Gothels, this card is a lot easier to turn into a 3/2. Additionally, you might reread the card. I do not have to have a damaged character. There just has to be one on the field anywhere. There was a really cool line where I played against a a Sapphire Steel opponent who had turn 1 Bell into turn 2 Smee. They would turn the Smee sideways and put a damage on itself, turned on my Card Soldiers, and I was able to trade their entire board. So this card has been extremely good for what I'm personally trying to do, which is why it's one of my favorite cards.
Fascinating. I love it. I will say when it came in, I don't know, you must have been talking about this card in socials and stuff because there were a lot of people like, oh, of course, Humble said Card Soldiers. But I love that you said it because I think a lot of times we get hyper focused on, like, we start at the legendaries first to look for like those meta breaking cards, and then we kind of like scale down and we're like, okay, let's take a look at the super rares, and then like by the time we get to the commons, there's some that really stand out, like Sail the Azurite Sea. Immediately everybody was like, all right, that card is busted. But sometimes some of these commons fly under the radar, and then you see them pop up in meta decks, and you're like, they were good all along. So
this card was definitely a saving grace. You can ask Ryan as well. Like, when all the spoilers started happening, I had a full-on crash out moment where another set of not getting the tools I require for Mufasa to be tier 1, and I was ready to sell my collection and just be done. And then this card really kind of reeled me back in as I play tested a little bit and kind of got out of my feelings and realized that this card really does have the potential in order to kind of let Mufasa kind of take that step over from tier 2 to tier 1.
Do you think it is tier 1 this set?
I think I'm going to be playing it a lot. I actually do think it's going to be tier 1. It's going to be in a really weird spot where the format is quickly hurtling to a tier 0 format with Ruby Sapphire getting so many good tools that it's just going to be one of the most dominant decks in the room, regardless of who's trying to beat it. I've kind of come to the conclusion that in order to beat Ruby Sapphire, you have to go a little bit over the opposing aggro decks, but also under Ruby Sapphire, which the aggro decks are Mufasa's bread and butter. Like, we have a very good matchup against those. And with Ruby Sapphire becoming an Apex Predator, Amber Steel Songs is no longer something I have to deal with, which is historically one of my worst matchups. So I'm kind of hoping that the stars kind of align, and I'm right in my assumption. And in my testing, I've been beating Sapphire Steel. I've been beating Ruby Sapphire. Those are kind of the 2 decks that I'm interested in beating. So this set 7 might be our time.
Well, I hope it is. I'd like to see more variety in the meta. I'd love it to break out. So yeah, let's see. Let's move on because we have 8 to get to. The reason we have 8 is because this card was on a couple lists. We're looking at the foil version here, in case anybody was wondering. So Show Me More is an action which says each player draws 3 cards. I think everybody immediately saw the fun that this could create in multiplayer format, but why did it appear on 2 of your lists?
You want to take this, or should I, Logan?
Nah, I've got this. So the first week that Ryan and I ever met, we kind of bonded on the fact that our favorite archetype in card games is Mill. Every set we kind of start off trying to see if we have enough tools to make it work, and Show Me More, I think, might be the thing that gives us the reach we need to make Mill viable. We made a deck, ran some games, and I think it has some promise. And Show Me More is absolutely pivotal to make that kind of a dream.
Explain what Mill is to anybody that maybe doesn't know.
So Mill is the archetype of making your opponent deck out, forcing them to draw so many cards that they don't lose the game because you hit 20. They lose the game because they don't have any more cards left in their deck.
Yeah, there's an alternate win condition that if your opponent is required to draw a card and cannot do so, they lose the game.
Yeah,
I love alternate win conditions too. So like Mill's just always been right up my alley. I've tried to make Mill work every single set. Like I did it back in set 1. Zepha and I were trying to make we were trying to make it happen back in set 1, and every single set, it's one of the first things that I start off with, like, is Mill viable? Is Mill viable? And for the majority of the last, umpteen sets, we've been trying to do it with Emerald Steel. And this set, I mean, you have to think, you have to count. So everybody is going to draw 7 cards at the start of the game, right? If your opponent's going second, they're drawing an 8th card. So there's only 52 cards left in your deck. So we're playing Amethyst Steel. And in 8 cards total, you got 4 Whole New Worlds. That's 28 cards right there. You got 4 Show Me Mores. That's another 12 cards right there. That's 40 cards already gone. So we only need to make up the difference on between 12 to 13 cards that our opponent has to draw. And drawing cards is very, very good in this game. Most decks have drawing cards built into their archetype. Look at Popsicles, Hiram Flavershams, all of the Amethyst 1-drop cantrips, Friends on the other side. You put your opponent in a position where it's like, you sure you want to play that Popsicle, bud?
Catch me with Chernobog is all I'm saying.
I don't know. Brandon, how do you feel about commentating a game where one player is trying to mill? I mean, we're gonna have to like keep track of the discard pile. Like
it'll be especially difficult for us because I don't think we'll ever know how many cards are actually in the deck. Where I imagine like the players playing will know, and that'll be vital information to knowing how likely it is that they're going to win. But I do agree with Ryan in that I think alternate win conditions are fun, and so I think we can have some pretty exciting games happening when we may not know the exact number of cards, but when somebody's pile is starting to get really, really low, things can start getting really, really interesting and exciting to see which way things go.
Also, just as a side tangent, just look at the art on the card.
No, look at the Enchanted. You got to look at the Enchanted art.
Also, the Enchanted.
The Enchanted. This is one of my Chase Enchanteds, and I think it's up there in my top 5 most beautiful Lorcana cards of all time.
Full agree.
Yeah, this it's so beautiful. This is such an incredible artwork. I honestly, I have been a huge advocate for alternate art since the game came out. I want more. I don't want less. I want more. Give me more alternate art cards. Give me them more. Give me them more different ways. Give me collector packs. Give me secret layers. Give me whatever you can. I want all the shiny things. This artwork is so gorgeous, and I think that this set, every one of the artists that participated in the Enchanted just absolutely knocked it out of the park. For me, this one and the Tamatoa are those are my 2 chase for this set. Beatrice Blue absolutely knocked the Tamatoa out of the park. I don't think you know how much I love Tamatoa. I am Tamatoa. I embody the essence.
You just said, show me all the shiny things. So I feel
exactly. I am Tamatoa. Like these, man, I have to own 4 of both of these cards, and like I'm already sweating in my wallet.
Yeah. Well, concur with all. Yeah. All right. Yeah. More shinies for R&B to buy. Brandon, before we go on to the next card, I feel like I should announce we have 25 people on Twitch right now. So
nice.
Look
Shout
at
out
that.
to Twitch. I don't know if we actually said it. I think JDZ Quest rated us. So
Oh,
shout
did he?
out to
Oh,
JDZ
thanks.
Quest.
Thanks, JDZ.
I only saw it because somebody said it in the chat.
Oh.
So shout out to JDZ Quest, doing awesome content. I think he's been commentating a little bit as well, doing a great job at that. So shout out to him.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for that. I can't see when people raid, so thanks for somebody announcing in the chat. I'm bad at Twitch. I'm going to get better. All right, next card. Humble.
Ooh. Oh, that one.
This one.
Yeah, that card's real good.
Oh, yeah.
So, I think the first time I read the card, I fell into the same trap that R&B fell into when he first read the card. And we both fell into the same trap that Logan fell into when he first read the card. Liam, would you like to read the text on this card?
Sure. So Hero Hamada is a shift 5 and has an ability that says you can be way more, which says your Floodborn characters that have a card under them, meaning that they've shifted, I think that's the only way to do that right now, gain evasive and ward.
Would you like to know the key word that is missing from this text that makes this card absolutely unbelievably broken?
Your Floodborn characters.
The term other. So he counts himself.
Oh, yeah.
So not only like initially I was going to put Baymax in this slot because I think Baymax bringing an alternative shift mechanic with universal shift is just really awesome and something I kind of want to see more moving forward in the game. Just like different things can, like Morph was the kind of the first of its kind, right? Where it could be anything. And now Baymax is like it can come from anything. But this Hero Hamada without the term other, meaning it counts himself. I was testing in the Maelstrom Discord the other day, and I had this card, and I shifted onto it. I quested for 3, and my opponent goes, "Okay, challenge it." You can't. It has evasive. He goes, "Okay, challenge your Baymax." I said, "You can't. It has evasive." He said, "Okay, challenge your Clarabelle." He said, "I can't. It has evasive." Like being able to just blanket give my entire board evasive and ward, especially into a field of Ruby Sapphire, is absurd. The fact that it gives itself these stats is something that we haven't really seen of any other kind of like I'll say a Lord character where it gives a blanket effect to all your characters of a certain type. This being able to affect itself and also give it the evasion and protection to keep your Lord on the battlefield is huge. And as I kept testing it and as I I reread this thing 4 or 5 times to realize like, oh, this thing is cracked in half. This thing is not fair at all and needs to be protected at all costs, but it protects itself, so I don't have to really do anything about it.
So what you're saying is that this set for set championships, we have got a very playable, amazing card for the set champ card.
I didn't say all that. you're still handicapping yourself by playing Emerald Sapphire. Let's be clear here.
Hold on. Are you? Because I've been testing.
Humble, do you want this card to cost $5 or $35?
This card is real bad. Don't.
It's no good. Nobody needs it. Don't worry about it.
But full transparency, though, this card has been kind of an all-star. Like every time I see it, I'm trying to get to it. Because given like I gave my Diablo ward, you shouldn't be able to do that. Like that's
gross.
Yeah, I felt disgusting. I mean, I won very handily, but I was like, ugh. But this card is quickly becoming one of my favorites.
That's cool. The other, and I haven't been able to do much play testing yet with this set. We just got the cards a week ago, and I've got a toddler. But the other had not occurred to me on this card. I thought it was good. It's actually my top 10 list. The fact that he's 4/6 evasive ward on his own when shifted, it didn't occur to me.
It did not occur to me either until I read the card 6 times. Trust me, I went through it. when Ryan saw me play it and said this has Warden Evasive, he goes, "What?" Like we were all in Discord together. We were playtesting in the Maelstrom Discord. Shout out if you want to get some testing in. I know a great place you can find some quality testing partners. But that happened. He goes, "Wait, what?" I was like, "Yeah," gives it to himself. And then he went on a full tangent, like got off, went to R and Bay, was like, "Did you know this card does this?" I was like, "Yeah."
This did in fact happen.
Yeah,
I need all of them.
Yeah, the card is aggressively very good.
Actually, it does beg a question, R&B shiny extraordinaire. If you move into these colors, will you have to get 2 of each enchanted version, or will you run 4 of the same? Like, what's your
that's
Ooh,
so
that's a
I
question.
think
I know.
I'll be honest. I think both of the arts for the Hero Hamada Enchanted are both incredible, and I will own 2 of each of them because I want to play both of them in a deck if I'm playing 4 of this card.
Okay.
I think like I want to split them because like I want to put 2 of them in play and just like have them be the like both of the alternate arts be like,
yeah,
sick flex, bro.
My OCD would go full on overdrive.
Oh, but how cool would that be? Yeah, I don't know. I love that idea. No, life. Add that to my Lorcana goals.
My Hero Hamada is gonna sing my my DLC Let It Go.
That was awesome to see, by the way, live on stream. You like pull out the Let It Go. I'm like, what a flex, man. Like that's awesome.
So here's the thing too. I had 2 enchanted Elsas and could not find a third one reasonably enough priced. I was going to play 3 enchanted Elsas. Because like those were the only 4 cards that I could play in the deck, like full max rarity. But because I couldn't find the third Elsa, I just chose to like run the foils that I had. I guess like just no big deal. Just this foil legendary.
Oh, you want to talk about degeneracy? The night before DLC Vegas, as we are going over our deck lists, and he goes, "I want to play a second Let It Go." I was like,
"No, it was a third. It was the third Let It Go."
The third Let It Go. I was like, "All right, dog, play a third Let It Go." He was like, "I can't. I only have 2 DLC ones." So I was like, "Just play a foil one." And he goes, "Hey, Derek, do you still have that Let It Go?" He was like, "I do have that Let It Go." He goes, "Can I borrow it?" He was like, "No." "What? No, you buy it." And Ryan was like, "What's your PayPal?" Just snap bought a DLC Let It Go because he couldn't play only 2 DLC Let It Goes.
Yeah, no.
Absolute animal.
Yeah.
Ryan living up to the shiny allegations.
He is, in fact, Tamatoa in the flesh.
Yep. Oh man. Okay. Let's move on. Let's keep this analogy going. Over to R&B.
Oh God.
Here we go.
Get ready.
Oh! I quit Lorcana and restarted Lorcana 5 times during spoiler season. Okay? I went through every range of emotions that is possible. I was out, and then I was in, and then I was out, and then I was in, and then Bell came, and I was like, I don't know what I did in this life or a previous one to deserve this, but thank you. Whoever it was that thought that this was going to be an okay card design, thank you. It's not busted at all. It's not crazy good. So like, number 1, love the character. Fantastic character. One of my top 3 favorite Disney movies of all time. Absolutely love Belle. Belle was the reason that I started playing Sapphire Steel back in set 1 and thus have coined the term father of Zoolander wheel. But like, this card just defies so many mechanics of the game being able to play. Number 1, there's no card. There's no card in this game that's a 3/3 on turn 1. That's already just insane stats. And then I want you to think about the application of what this is. This is effectively a Sapphire Cindy. 1-drop Cinderella Ballroom Sensation. The difference is it doesn't just get eaten alive by Mr. Smees, Calhouns, snakes, foxes. No, it trades with all of those. So like, unfortunately, your traditional Amber Steel Song decks didn't really get a whole lot of support this set, but that's okay. We got our own Cindy now. We're the Steel Song deck now. Sapphire Steel Supremacy is here. and I am so incredibly ready for it. This is 2 sets in a row now. Not one, but 2 sets in a row now. The best card in the set is a Sapphire Common. This is hands down the best card in the set, period, point blank, period, no contest, period. I love it.
I'm going to put you on blast for a second, RMB, because
nope.
So while I was having my own spiral and complaining about all the things I didn't get,
like
this man was trying to talk me off the ledge and showed me Bell like, no, look at all these cool things we got. I was like, look at all the cool things you got. Like your common is Bell, my common was Calhoun. We are not the same.
Yeah. Yeah, this card is real good. This is a meta defining card. You really have to look at it for what it is. It is a meta defining card. A 3/3 on turn 1 is very, very good. The fact that it's a 3-drop and it can sing, Let the Storm Rage On, Strength of a Raging Fire. Who knows? Maybe even Friends on the other side. Like this card is very, very good.
Does it so it slots very well as you're indicating into some existing archetypes and decks that we have. Does it unlock any other decks or archetypes? Does it help Sapphire Emerald, for example, or perhaps even get us closer to a viable Princess or other themed Amber or Sapphire deck? Or is it basically just a tool for existing powerhouse decks right now?
Did you say Amber Sapphire? Oh yeah, no.
That's
The only thing you're doing Amber Sapphire, you're playing puppies. If you're playing Amber Sapphire, it's puppies or it's nothing.
One day the Princess deck will be viable in those colors. One day. But okay, the question still stands. Does this help any other like new decks into the top tier of competitive meta or even the middle tier, or is this basically a tool for existing archetypes?
So like I think you have to be really, really careful with this card. I think that this card is one card away from doing something that is very, very unfair in the game. So we're missing a pivotal piece to this. The pivotal piece that we're missing is a song that gives a character Reckless. But we have not had a 1 or a 2-drop Bell that we can shift on for the Emerald 5-cost uninkable Bell. What set was that from? That was from
Rise of the Floodborn.
No, it wasn't Rise of the. Was it?
Yeah,
I thought it was. Okay.
Yeah,
So Rise of the Floodborn.
It was set too because remember I was like, I'm going to put it to play at the time.
Actually, yes, I do remember that. So like if you think about a world where like Emerald Sapphire can be a real archetype where you play a popsicle on turn 1, you play this on turn 2, maybe you do something on turn 2, like where you, I don't know, maybe play some more items, maybe play an Ursula, see if you can take a song out of their hand so they can stop you from like, taking away your shift line. And then you can shift that Bell and like give their Mr. Smee Reckless and force them to challenge into it and discard their entire hand. That's the world I want to live in.
Yeah,
that sounds wonderful.
That does sound great. That sounds like enough to get me to want to play this Bell, actually.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Sorry,
Right.
I got real passionate. This is my favorite card in the set.
I couldn't tell.
No.
But yeah, I don't know. It's. I mean, you're not alone. This has been all over socials. People have been either ranting about having to play against this, or excited for it. I think a couple people mentioned like tier 0 decks. I think Mo, who's in the chat, I've been chatting with him, and he said this may be the first time. And actually, we kind of had it back in set 2, but we have a tier 0 competitive deck with
what deck?
Ruby Sapphire, I believe.
This isn't a Ruby Sapphire card.
No, I'll let him. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna. All right, Mo. I didn't speak for you. But
this one's not a Ruby Sapphire. So, like, here's the thing: like, Ruby Sapphire can't really take advantage of the fact that this is a 3-cost singer. Like, there's not really any songs that they really want to sing for 3 or lower. Like, all right, what are they doing?
One jump ahead, Dove.
Yeah, we're not going. We have sailed the Azurite Sea now, sir. We do not need to play that card anymore.
Just play both.
Like, just play. Oh my goodness. What are you ramping to? I guess the giant 9-cost.
All of it.
That's what you're ramping to.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a Sapphire Steel card, and potentially in the future could be a Sapphire Emerald card.
Fascinating.
Which best place to be for Mufasa, because I am very not afraid of a turn 1 3/3. Bring it on.
You will be when I scepter of Arendelle. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna be quiet now.
The way they dropped this card too, I thought was so funny because it was like one of the last cards of the set. We had like the majority. It were like 5 or 6 cards left. I think all the rares had been revealed. We're like, there nothing else is gonna be dropped that's gonna like do anything crazy. And they dropped this bell, and R&B quit the game, and then came back, and then
Trust me, I got every single text message of him wanting to no longer play the game and then being back in and then no longer wanting to play the game and then being back in. And then when I was like, I'm done, he was like, but no, look at this Tomato and this bell. I was like, none of those are for me. He's like, yeah, but they're for me though. And like, I'm in. I was like, cool, man, thanks.
There's a merch opportunity here for Maelstrom with Ryan's like stages of
stages of spoiler season.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's like 5 or 6 words the cycle that we go through every time.
Like a graph, like we're so back. Yeah. I'm quitting. I'm quitting.
If you think that's bad, you should be part of like his deck selection process for an event.
Oh, it's
let me in.
It's a special kind of thing to be part of.
So,
actually, our cycle generally is he finds something that he believes is just broken. He's found the list. Guys, I found it. This is it. And then we'll play into like some team testing and it'll just get stomped. And be like, I'm off this deck. It's terrible. Can't do it. A day later, he'll come back. Okay, I found it. This is it. This is what I'm running.
No, that's
play
exactly
the team
what
testing, gets stomped again. I can't do it, guys. I'm not even going to the event. I'm not good enough. It's over.
Hold on. I'm gonna ask Twitter.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
and then he devolves to, I'm just going to let Twitter pick my deck.
Steven even said it too.
I have a whole line of apparel for Ryan already now. I am armed with an industrial heat press and the ability to make it happen.
I'm an emotional being, okay?
So going back all the way
right now.
Going back all the way to the first CCS 8K event, which was like I believe like one of the first major tournaments that the game has seen. Up until we were still driving to the event, he hadn't picked yet. He hadn't decided what he was going to play. But the testing that was going on internally, he would text me. I got 7 messages within the span of 36 minutes of him going, I found it. I'm off it. I found it.
It was not 36 minutes. Come on now.
Brother.
It was like 12 hours worth of testing. And yes, I did cycle through like 3 or 4 or 5 decks.
He cycled through 5 decks. I
It
was
was
part of
no.
all of that testing.
No,
I like Humble's version better.
You weren't part of the testing because at the time I wasn't with you guys.
It was 3 minutes and he cycled through 37 decks.
It felt like it. Every time I looked at my phone, it was you either being off of something or being on something. And I was like, all right, man, pick one.
Yeah, I still almost showed up to Atlanta on Jafar Wheel. And the sad part is I convinced like 3 of you guys to do the same thing.
Oh, you did. You were this close.
I had it sleeved.
I had it sleeved. It was in a deck box in my backpack in Atlanta.
I remember testing with you the 2 days before we left, and I was testing Jafar Wheel, and I was like, I hate that I'm good at this. I hate this. I do not want to play this steel cards. It's yucky. I don't want to do this. But I was winning, and I was like, God, am I really gonna sleeve this deck? I didn't.
All right. We do need to move on. I also have to apologize to Humble. Every time I show a comment, you're just unlucky enough to be at the bottom and it slides over your face. So I apologize.
Oh, that's fine. I'm not hot or smart or thin, so it's fine.
Yeah, that's fair. All right.
To which Liam said fair.
He's just like, yep, you're right. Yep, moving on.
Moving on.
That's the 11th reason right there.
All right. Logan, you got Donald Duck here. I don't know. I just love the art on this one. I love the text. Why is this on your list?
So, I mean, okay. First of all, it looks so much so like Donald from Kingdom Hearts. I'm a Kingdom Hearts fanboy, always have been, always will be. I will die on the hill. That is one of the best video games ever created. One of the best fantasy worlds ever created. Apart from that, this card, I'm a really big fan of cards that do things that nothing else does. Anybody that knows me knows my favorite card in the game by far is Emerald Chromacon. when Merlin's Cottage was released, the location that makes you and your opponent play with the top card of your deck revealed. I was like, this is really interesting. This is something that we've never seen before. This is now a card that does something nothing else in the game does. It forces your opponent to have to reach 25 lore to win the game. Do I know if it's good? No. Am I going to be trying it to see if it is and stopping somebody from winning the game because I just play a 7-cost Donald Duck that you can't beat because it is so huge? Absolutely. I don't know. I think it has potential to be an interesting counterpick for something. I don't know what yet, but just the fact that its ability is game warping by itself makes it really interesting.
Yeah.
I really hope that the OP kit lore counters have like these ones, right? Have like the 25 one for the Bell ones that are coming out, because obviously we need them now.
I agree. I also love the idea of for those lore counters of the Donald Duck players carrying them around in their box, and then when they play him, like subtly handing over to their, hey, you're gonna need this. I got you this. It goes higher than 20.
You have one that goes on high, you might need it.
Right. No, I kind of agree with you, Logan, or I definitely agree with you. By the way, hi.
Hi.
Before I go into that.
How are y'all?
Hi, Aaron.
Hey, Aaron.
Hey, we got to rewind. Start again.
Only took me 2 hours to get her down, but we're here.
Aw.
So anyway, hey everybody.
Yeah, we're looking at cards. We're on Donald.
Oh, what game are we talking about?
Lorcana.
Oh, what's that about?
It's about Disney.
How much time you got?
Oh, cool. I should check it out.
Alternate Disney characters, like Donald Duck.
Who's he?
Character.
Is that just a bit I should
foul character?
You sound like Elena right now. This sounds like a parent that's been around the child too long.
Right? I'm trying to.
I mean, I've spent 2 hours in a dark room, but I was watching y'all which was not helping the going.
Oh, so that's what drove you crazy. It was.
That's true. Yeah.
Listening to us.
Yes, it was
a little bit of that. No, I agree with you, Logan. As the game goes on and we get more and more sets, I think a lot of us take a look at kind of the design space that there is and wonder what's coming next and where's the design team going to go. And so every time we see them do something new, like Universal Shift or cards that allow us to look at our inkwell now and pull cards out, or cards like this, which change your opponent's win condition, it like broadens our understanding of the design space that they're working in. And all of a sudden we start to think about new possibilities and where this game could be going, over the coming years. So I also love this card. I think it's going to be super fun in multiplayer, but definitely a foul card if you're playing against it.
Hilarious.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just as a side tangent, we were testing in the Maelstrom Discord, and R&B ran this as a one of in the deck he was played it against me, and actually stopped me from winning the game on the turn that I was going to because of this card. And I was like, okay, that's all I needed. That's all I needed. Any Amethyst deck probably just has a one of Donald Duck, because why not?
I got Blurple with 2 of them right now.
I will say I walk away from that story, and the only thing I question is why was R&B playing Amethyst?
What do you mean? I played Sapphire Amethyst at Continentals.
Oh, that is true.
No, you never.
I played Amethyst Steel during the ICO.
You only play 2 colors.
No, I play 3 colors.
No.
So listen, I have a wedge. I have a wedge of the color pie that is Disney Lorcana. I will play any. Well, no. Yeah, I'll play any combination of Sapphire, Steel, Amethyst. Like those 3. That's me. That's my color. That's my color wheel. I will play any combination of those 3 colors.
I'll play anything that's not steel.
Yeah.
That's my only. I don't even know word. It's the only thing I won't do is play steel.
Yeah, I actually am same kind of vein. But
that you'll play anything besides steel.
I don't like playing steel really. I don't know.
A gentleman and a scholar.
I don't play Steel Song. I don't play Steel Song. I don't like it anyway. Next card, Humble Tramp. This is an interesting card for your list.
It is. So this is actually going to be a shout out to one of our gracious people in the Maelstrom Discord who has kind of shown me the ways of yellow green or amber emerald, if you will. I might mess up the name. Pretty sure it's Rays. they've been playing a really, really cool Turbo Chernobog deck where, I played a couple games against him, and I think there was one turn where he goes, for 2 ink, I'll play Tramp. I will draw 5, discard 5. I will have my other Tramp sing Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo, reset Tramp, play Surfer Stitch, draw 2 cards. For the other 2 ink, play another Tramp, draw 7, discard 7, play Chernobog for free. And he did that, and I was like, yeah, I want to do this. This sounds like things that I want to do personally. My favorite deck from Magic the Gathering was Dredge. So anything that's revolving around milling yourself and getting some kind of value out of it, I'm already hooked. Discard pile decks are my bread and butter. I love it so much. So to have cards that are now reminiscent of that archetype is kind of selling me. And Tramp, I think, was the missing piece where you were able to get just a massive amount of cards in the discard pile to fuel these strategies. And it is definitely something I'm eyeballing. It's definitely a card I'm excited for.
That's awesome. I mean, you sold me on it, and I love these dueling cards when they kind of unlock new archetypes. And I won't say Lemon Lime is. I mean, it's a combo that we did see do okay competitively. Of course, it won Toronto in that weird meta, and then Clara Sierra qualified for North American Continental. It's been around, but it hasn't really been like tier 1, I would say. And that's an aggro version of this deck. So this would be more of this weird, dredgy version. And I mean, you sold me on it. It's cool. I hope that
and it's like not even necessarily like an aggressive version. Like a lot of the games that I've watched him play, he's kind of not going all in. Like you don't really need to be questing early. There's a good amount of setup, and like the characters on your board are more important to stay on the board to fuel the Tramp, right? Mm-hmm. So being able to, like, sometimes he would have a daisy, he would have a bunch of things that quested for 2 and just go pass because I need it on the board so I can have a really big turn 4 or 5. I think the biggest turn I saw him play was he played 2 Tramps and 2 Chernobyls in the same turn. And the moment he did that, I was like, I'm going to go pull the cards for this deck right now. It's also a Mufasa deck, so like I'm in. Like you've already sold me on it. Like
there you go. That's what did it.
You're already playing like 56 characters. Why not have 4 of them be the king?
Yeah. Humble is mainly a Mufasa player, and I'm killing it today with the puns.
Oh, that one flew over my head. Good job, sweetie.
Everybody else.
I'm here for it.
Don't encourage him.
A couple more cards to get to. Logan.
I have learned, Brandon, resistance is futile when it comes to Liam and his puns. So just
that's true. I also like internally distraught if nobody acknowledges that I did it. So
my favorite is when we're over at my family's house and there's like 10 people around a table and Liam makes a pun and like literally no one laughs. And he's like, anybody? And I was like, I got it, sweetie.
Bueller.
Yeah.
Channeling his inner Jungle Cruise skipper.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
True. And
that is a missed opportunity for Liam Profession.
Yeah, but it's scripted. I need to be off the cuff. I also make that foul joke every time. So
yeah,
low hanging fruit. Anyway, so another interesting card here. With the Queen, Logan. Another card in Amethyst. This is an interesting and one of the first legendaries that we've seen on the list, I think. Why?
Donna was a legendary.
Oh, that's true. Good point. Is it one of the first? I said one of the first. I gave myself
just foul that you forgot that.
Isn't that hilarious? Did you?
Anyway, we have the Queen, Jealous Beauty. Logan, why don't you tell us about this card?
Sure. As if Amethyst didn't need more insane ways to gain lore. She's just another possible win condition and another just burst lore. You put her on the board. She's the same cost as a goat. And she says, answer me immediately or I gain 3 lore. Because by turn 4, on average, your opponents are already going to have 3 cards in their discard pile. But that in and of itself is just insane. Because imagine a world where your Ruby Sapphire opponent plays Maui Shark, and in their discard, let's say they have a Pirate's Life, How Far I'll Go, and Vision of the Future. Things that would be really, really important for them to get back. Well, you just turn her sideways, and now all of a sudden, those don't exist anymore. Now, Maui Shark can't get those. Trade into the Queen if you'd like to. I got my 3 lore, and you get nothing.
You get nothing. Good day, sir.
You lose, sir.
You lose, sir. Good day.
And also, on top of that, she also, just for those funky Chernobog decks, can reset that clock a little bit. Let's say you have somebody trying to ramp up to a Chernobog really quick by self-milling themselves. Well, the Queen just put some of those cards back in your deck. So guess what? That Chernobog costs 3 more now. You can't get your insane, awesome plays anymore because I've messed up everything you're trying to do. I think she's a really interesting card. And again, does something that we haven't... Well, we do have a card that does this kind of effect. I think it calls me.
Yeah.
But this being on a body and gaining you 3 lore in Amethyst, I think this is going to be something that's going to see a lot of play.
Actually, sure, it has potential to get you 4 lore.
Yeah,
I don't worry about that. Don't read that part. That's not important.
But it is true. Like I read that and I'm like, it's kind of a throwaway line. But then I'm like, well, wait, every Steel Song deck at this point in the game will probably have, a Cinderella in the discard pile. And then there's this card, which happens to be a princess that a couple people.
Oh my gosh! Who would have thought that one of the most busted cards in the game was also a princess and helps out the queen? Oh my gosh!
Yeah. So that 4, I mean, that has potential to make a difference. Interesting. Yeah.
I do want to shout out the consistency of Xenulos. For every single card that he picked was Amethyst.
Hey.
It's almost like Amethyst is my favorite color in the game. It's crazy.
I like it, yeah.
My Sapphire Overlords have been saying like for weeks, oh, we're doing so good. And I'm just like, we also got some cool stuff though, guys. Everybody's like just freaking out about Sapphire. And I'm just like, but we got some cool stuff too. We got some cool tools that do things that none of you guys are really paying attention to. That's fine. Don't pay attention to my Amethyst thing.
Don't look at the man behind the curtain.
There. So yeah, this card has the potential to be wicked good. All right.
No.
Our final card. Our final card.
Oh, look, it's Tamatoa from R&B. I'm completely shocked.
I'm shocked.
Oh man, this card is so insane. Like this card, so it hurts my soul because like I want this to be just for Sapphire Steel, but like Ruby Sapphire also gets to take advantage of this too, and like they probably do a little bit better job. Was talking with Sailor, and Sailor was kind of explaining like how nuts this card actually is for Ruby Sapphire. Like you have to think that a lot of the time in like the early stages of the game, like Ruby Sapphire is setting up, they're ramping, they're drawing cards with popsicles and Hyrims and things like that. Like Tamatoa does this thing to like rebuy you all of that equity that you've lost in those early stages of the game to set up by enabling your win condition to be put into play for free. And he effectively also like is just friends on the other side. Like when you play him, you're like, oh, I'll play this and like just pick these 2 cards up from my discard. Fortunately enough, like when I pick those 2 cards up, both of those cards also draw 2 more cards. But sorry about your luck, Sailor. You don't get to have 2 popsicles. I do. But no, he was saying that like, the turn after you play it, when you do finally get to quest with it, you get to put your win condition into play for free, which is like you put a lucky dime into play. That's insane. And then you get to activate the lucky dime. And then you also still get to like maintain that tempo advantage to like cast a removal spell and like just deal with something else that's on your board while like I still now have 2 threats. And I think that the way that he explained it like really kind of opened my eyes to how busted this card was. I was just looking at it as a way of just recycling popsicles and Fortispheres because like I like card advantage. Like I like cards. I like drawing cards. I figured that this type of card effect mixed with one of my favorite cards in Sapphire, Maurice's Workshop, might be the tipping point that pushes me over the edge into no longer needing to rely on A Whole New World as my primary draw engine. Like I love A Whole New World. I think that the skill ceiling for A Whole New World is very, very high. But if I could draw 7 cards and you don't get to draw 7 cards, like that has some allure to it as well.
Unless you're milling them.
Yeah, unless of course we're milling. Yeah.
Fascinating. Yeah.
Yeah. 10 out of 10. This is the best legendary in the set.
Okay. I won't argue with you. This card dropped and I immediately thought of you. I was like, oh, he's gonna be so happy.
I was.
This
was one of the
is holding the
back.
colors of blue and sapphire and steel. The
Yeah.
Enchanted is essentially calling out to RMB itself.
So
he's literally holding them in his claws. Like, come on,
that's crazy.
This is my card. Like, do you understand why I need 4 of these?
He saw Ink Geyser, was like, I'm done. He saw this, was like, I mean, we're gonna keep playing, I guess.
Yeah.
And I saw Sapphire Coil and I was done. And then I saw Bell and I was like, we're so back, baby.
It is interesting. You mentioned Sapphire Coil. Sapphire Coil not on any of your lists, but a card.
Yeah, that card's terrible. Really awkward ink interval. Don't play it. Like,
yeah, bad, etc. Don't even bother.
Yeah. Yeah, that card's not good.
It's too slow, etc. I can't do it.
Yeah. Icebox way better because it costs 1 ink.
We are fooling nobody. I'll be the first to say that card is absurd. I mean, yeah, whatever. It's like, okay, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, everybody, I think this is one of the cards that's terrifying everybody this set.
For people who are in the chat, these guys are relatively sarcastic. I'm gonna just.
No, we're not sarcastic.
No, not even a bit. What are you talking about?
No sarcasm here.
No way you play that card. It's really, really not good. Not really on theme or anything going on in any of the decks right now.
It doesn't fit in any deck archetype that already exists, actually. You have to build a whole new deck to try and make this work, and good luck.
Why do something on turn 2 when you could just do it on turn 1? I don't know why everyone's so crazy about this card.
Guys, do you guys realize this doesn't say once per turn?
Trivia?
Brendan, before we move on to trivia, Brendan or Sarah, any cards that you're excited about that we missed? Talk about real quick, or
I was just gonna type in the chat, like, poor Gantu, like, what happened?
No.
You laugh, Brandon. When I was asked for my favorite cards, I sent I believe 3. I said Gantu like 3 times, basically.
You did, actually. That's fair. You did do that.
You were just trying to buy Liam's love.
Hold on, I'm gonna find him here.
As if it's for sale, how much?
Yeah. Why?
But I was like, when it didn't get popped up on the slides and stuff, I was like, of course, because it's Gantu. Like, to be expected. Fair enough.
I love this new Gantu for so many reasons, past even it just being Gantu. Like,
yeah. I mean, Gantu's obviously near and dear to Illumitier's heart, as is mine. We all love Gantu for our own reasons, but just to see him constantly get a glow up is just like, it just warms my heart that maybe we'll get an Enchanted next set or something. my Gantu. Yeah, thank you. See, Brandy gets it.
Yeah.
Even though the card is steel, it is going in a direction that I really like. Which every set gets a little bit harder. It gets harder and harder for me to say I don't want to play steel because they keep coming out with ways to tax the opponent's ink. And that is definitely something I enjoy doing, right? I want your popsicle to cost 7 ink.
But you're way behind on your taxes too.
Yeah, Pete was the first one where it was like, oh man, this is going to be kind of hard to ignore. And now I think Gantu is going in the direction of it's also going to be a very, very good card within the format, especially against the perceived metagame going into. Its stat line's a little, less desirable being a 2/4 just because, it can get brawled just without having to rely on a Sapphire Coil. But the abilities that are the text on the card makes the card worth it. And
Did you see what happened to me with this card?
I did.
Yeah, so I'm playing some community games, testing out some set 7. I'm like, let me play with my popsicles and my forest spheres and do all these cool, fun things. And my opponent goes turn 4 Gantu. I'm like, sick. He goes turn 5 Gantu. I'm like, uh-oh. He goes turn 6 Gantu, and I'm like, my popsicles cost so much. I was paying 7 for popsicles. This isn't fair. no, I don't like this.
On
But,
R&B's turn 6, he goes, ink a popsicle, pass.
Legitimately, I was like, well, I'm not playing these, I guess. But like, okay, so like, here's the one thing I do want to say, because like, this is a really, really cool card design. I like taxes, but if you start showing up to your LGS and people are packing this in their decks and you're struggling to figure out, man, how do I get around this? There's a couple of really unique, cool ways that you can get around it. The first one being Naveen, ukulele player. Because you are because it says you may play a card for free, it does not have to pay taxes. It figured out the tax break credit that like all them billionaires get to keep staying billionaires with. Like Naveen figured that out. Second one that also figured that out, my boy Crab Daddy. My boy Crab Daddy gets to quest and put a free item into play.
Oh, you're just gonna forget the Ruby Robin Hood?
Yeah, that one too. But like, that's a Ruby card, so like, I left that for you because I'm allergic.
It's outside of his color palette.
Yeah,
Humble.
the wedge.
It is
my wedge, my cheese wheel.
That's why we're so good, right? That's why we riff off each other. I'll play anything that's not steel. You won't play anything that isn't steel.
You complete me. Yeah.
Together we make one whole Lumineer.
And as an extra bonus, just as a little bit of icing on the cake, he's a captain, so he works with Smee.
Yeah.
Which is fun.
They need like
he
one
has
of those,
swagger.
like, friendship bracelets that we had when we were
Yes.
kids, where
There's
it's
another-
like 2 hearts that fit
Another
together.
Maelstrom merch idea. There it is.
Yes.
You get both together and you complete the.
It's gotta be like have 3 connections, and they gotta make a jug of tea.
There you go.
Fire trash tea.
All right. That took a lot longer than, but that was a lot of fun. I appreciate your insights into all those cards. There's some surprising ones on the list for me, some that I expected, but I think each one of you had one that I wasn't quite expecting. So that was a ton of fun. Before we move on to our final segment, which is trivia, I do want to plug one more time so we can move out of the show quickly. Tomorrow, on the Illumiteers Discord, Mo Shamblin will be giving a class on the Illumiteers main stage in our Discord server on deck construction, kind of his process, answering some questions, and then as he tries to tackle some of the cards that have come out here in Archazia Island and kind of work through that. So it should be a fun chance to hear from a Worlds qualifier, player that we love quite a bit, as he grieves the demise of Emerald Amethyst as a tier 1 competitive deck.
Too soon. Stop. It's too soon.
It's just going to be an hour of Mo being like, "Emerald Amethyst works. I swear. I promise it works."
That's probably true. But I'll post a link to the Illumiteers Discord here in the chat. If anyone wants to head over there and check that class out tomorrow at 8. If you're on Twitter, you can't see my chats. So go to my Twitter profile and find the link there, or just jump on another platform. But with that, let's do a thing and ambush you all with the final segment of our show. It's quiz time with Caroline. Hey, Caroline.
Woo!
Hello.
Hi.
Gee whiz, Caroline, who knew you were there?
Who knew? Just casually hanging out.
I've been here the whole time.
I've been here the whole time.
Anyway, Caroline is our quizmaster here at the Illumiteers. Always coming in and surprising our guests with some amazing trivia questions, some of which love the trivia, R&B, some of which,
tolerate the
trivia.
This being Corey's first time, I'm putting a lot of weight on his shoulders. I'm gonna let him.
Don't
Are we
do
gonna put all
that.
the pressure on him. Wait. I think does Sarah have a Lumiteers pin?
I do.
Oh,
yeah,
so
Corey's
Harlan-
the only one that doesn't have a pin.
I don't have one.
Say that.
Well, yeah, because I was never asked to be part of anything, and like I'm not going to ask.
Here's the thing.
You for set 7 for the epic debut of yeah.
Not only that, you can play trivia in the Illumiteers Discord. Caroline runs that, and you can accumulate points and win a pin there as well.
That's true.
Okay.
Thanks for the plug,
Once I
beating Holly though, like Holly's crazy good.
She is. There are some dedicated players in our Discord, and I'm really looking forward to being able to start that up again once I get my move finished, which we're under contract for both houses, you guys.
Yeah.
Very
Fun
exciting.
times.
Excellent. And
So-
nerve-wracking.
Very. So theoretically, April will be our first month back for Discord trivia monthly.
I'm plugging something that doesn't exist. I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, it's good. It's good to lay the seeds now, so people
have to
get in
build the
there. They
anticipation.
know. Liam, you want to show off that pin? Mine's packed.
Oh whoa. No, we don't.
RV, Sarah, you want to show off?
Hold on. I got it.
Mine's hanging up in my bedroom in my shadow box.
Yeah, it's in a place
Aw.
with a light, and there it is.
There it is.
Look at
There it is.
I want one of those.
Okay,
Wow.
well, let's
Now's your
hope that your buddies here can help you out.
Ask him
and,
Mufasa questions.
Yeah, ask me those questions.
So tonight's questions are all themed about the cards that y'all picked.
Oh,
for
that's
your-
very bad. That's bad.
So luckily, this is a team game for you. So
I don't think that's gonna matter, but let's go.
you're not competing against. You're not competing against your friends here. They're here
It's
to
a
help you.
collaborative effort.
Collaborative
Okay?
effort, for sure. You also have the chat as your lifeline. The one rule is no Googling.
No Google.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
you have some,
no
you have
Googles.
some allies here on Twitch.
You
I
Google
mean-
one time and
That's true, and you get blacklisted. We take your pin.
We can googly, but we cannot Google.
That is
you
true.
can't
Okay.
do this.
All right. Question number 1. When Belle helps her father fix his invention in the beginning of Beauty and the Beast, what does he intend to do with it?
Pass.
Like, are you asking what the invention does or what he's
No. What is he gonna do with the invention? Why
It was
why
off
is
to
he
the fair.
It's off to the
Using
fair.
it in the fair.
There you go. He's gonna take it to the fair. Very good. That's
That's why I was trying to think. I was like, oh my god, what does
Yeah,
the machine
it's like,
do?
I
We
mean,
never
that's
find
what it
out.
does.
I was thinking too,
chops-
but I was
it
like,
chops
It chops wood.
The answer is we never really find out. Like it chops wood, but I think it's also supposed to do something else. Like we never actually find out like what it's called or what its function is.
But he does, in fact, after it gets fixed, he goes, I'm off to the fair.
Hitch up Philippe girl. I'm off to the fair.
I almost asked about the horse, but I knew Sarah would know.
How dare you?
Oh no.
Take it to a convention.
I mean,
What
yeah,
about
Close
the-
enough.
kind of adjacent.
Yeah.
Jason, yeah. All right. What nickname does Tramp give Lady?
Oh gosh.
Hold on.
Um,
I'm going through my my memory palace here. Pulling up books.
It's a very old-fashioned style nickname for a lady.
Ooh. Lady Humble, if you're watching this, don't, because you're gonna force me to watch a bunch of Disney movies.
Oh yeah. Then I just saw it in the chat. It's an adorable nickname too.
I wanted to say it was kid. I can hear him saying it, but I heard kid. But then when I saw the chat, it was like, yeah, that's exactly what he's saying.
Yep.
It's
Close.
Logan's almost there.
it rhymes with kid.
It does.
Close enough.
Close.
Rhymes with kid.
No. It's
He's got this. I
no.
believe
Hold
in him.
on. Hold on. I'm going through words that rhyme with kid. Hold on. Give me like 5 seconds.
He's just gonna go through the alphabet and like put other letters in front.
I'm just letting him. I'm just letting him.
I
do it.
don't think this is a word. Is it pidge?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is
Short for pigeon, right?
It is. Yeah,
Do they ever say pigeon?
they do.
Yeah.
I don't remember them saying pigeon.
Yes, he says pigeon at least once. It's typically pitch. I was going to ask you if you didn't know that it was short for pigeon. That my clue was going to be what tangentially Ravensburger related thing is it
No.
short for?
If you, I'm gonna be honest. Had you said pigeon, I would have immediately lost it. It would have never.
And
That would throw me off completely.
lots of right answers in the chat. Some pigeons, and then the little lore on Twitch with Noodle Kisser. which was the suggestion, which is probably
Noodle kisser.
Great nickname, but
What it should have been, honestly.
Not canonical.
it's the ability on the card. It says Color's Law.
It is not.
Is it?
Hold on.
I don't know.
I was gonna say
Whoa, you're not allowed to Google.
The question's over.
While Logan looks it up, question number 3. What is the
I
name?
was like, save yourself, don't Google. Sorry.
What is the name of the realm where Tamatoa lives?
Oh, I can never remember this.
That's an R&B question.
Wait, are you allowed to look it up in a book?
No.
Liam, come back.
Like, I know where it's at. I don't know what it's called. I know they went through like a portal or something.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
R&B, do you know?
No.
No?
I actually don't know the name of that place.
His room. Oh, there it is.
Oh, is it? I mean, yeah. I mean,
Is
is it the realm of monsters?
It is, but it has a name.
Is it the realm of monsters?
No, it has like a proper name in the language that Moana speaks.
Oh,
Lalatai.
It is indeed Lalotai.
Yeah. Who didn't know that?
Ash helped y'all out in the chat there.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I was never getting that.
Yeah. It is in the book.
It is in the book. Okay.
It's
Is
in
that
the book
baby?
everywhere.
Is that baby Tamatoa on the front of
It
that book?
is. So interestingly enough, this is random.
little crowd.
In the interest of trivia, the Baby Tamatoa card from set 1. That is not the first time you see Baby Tamatoa. This was a book published by Scholastic, exclusive to Australia. So you can't get it in the States. But if you dig deep, you can, or spend a lot of money on eBay, you can get this book imported. And it talks
similar to
about
those deck boxes we talked about earlier.
yeah, content creation is
You dig deep in your pocketbook.
yeah. So
Anything is possible.
it does say Lalote on page 1 of
Look
the
at
comic
that.
name.
In Lalotai.
To be fair, I've only seen Moana twice, but I've listened to the soundtrack about 892 times.
Yeah, if you want to ask us questions about the Disney songs, I got you.
I can't do that here because we have so many song experts. You guys would blow through them. We gotta step it up a notch.
Moana does have a banger soundtrack, though.
It's true.
It is really good.
All right.
I've been staring. Oh, sorry.
This one's for our Florida boys. Many say Sorcerer Donald reminds them of Kingdom Hearts, but what Disney World attraction features Donald stealing magic that isn't his?
See, the thing you don't understand about Florida boys is we don't actually go to Disney World
because we can't
Don't say that out
afford
loud.
it.
Yes, thank you. Disney, fill her magic.
Yes, Mickey's Feel Our Magic.
That's okay. I'm here.
I was gonna say I knew if y'all didn't get it, Sarah was gonna get that.
I was just waiting. I was like, "There's no way. Nope. Okay.
Do they have that at Disneyland?
They
been
do.
too long.
The Disney California Adventure in Hollywood. They have. Yeah,
There you go.
It's leaving shortly, so if you haven't seen it, do it.
Fun fact: Maelstrom was a ride at Disney.
It sure was.
It sure was.
I've been on that ride before.
Now it's an Elsa ride.
Yep.
Yeah,
Now it's an
It
Elsa ride.
It was
And,
1986 to 2013. It was in
RIP.
Yeah.
Yep.
And look,
Yeah.
now the Maelstrom is just gonna show up in the next
was
DLC.
It was replaced. It was replaced by the Frozen ride, though, so like that's acceptable.
And they did do a lot to keep the mechanics of the ride and still pay
Yeah.
homage to the original, which I really do appreciate. I was pretty mad when it first got announced. I was actually working at Disney at the time. It was
You're like, not my Maelstrom. No.
like, no, you can't IP everything. It's not the point of Epcot. Anyway.
And then they're like, it's Frozen Ever After. And you're like, it's fine. We're good.
It's fine.
Are you still upset about it, or have you let it go?
Look at
There it is.
that. Steven with the quick fact checking.
Look at that.
Wow. Yeah.
So R&B with the good
The
memory.
data.
Yeah.
He totally didn't look that up while we were figuring out team.
Oh yeah, no, totally didn't look that.
Totally
up.
didn't learn that
So-
like a week ago.
All right, one last question for you guys. What suit of card soldiers does Alice discover painting the
Is
roses
it
red?
hearts?
It's
Well,
not.
hated here, etc.
Isn't it spade?
No, the hearts all stay typically with the queen and king of hearts.
It's the spades, isn't it?
I think it's diamonds.
Oh.
Fine.
Wait, is the spade the one? No,
Then
that's
it's
the
clubs.
It's clubs. No, hold on.
I'm waiting for y'all to settle on an answer.
No, it
All
was
of
the
the
spades.
suits have
Why'd
been
you?
said
You
now.
were like, oh, it wasn't the. I was right the first time.
It is the spades.
It is the spades.
It's the clubs, obviously. Oh wow, I got one right, guys. Only process of elimination. Help me out.
Are you sure?
I
need to go back and
Yes,
watch.
I
Alice in
looked at
Wonderland.
I looked at the
I
screen
need to go back
caps.
and watch Alice in Wonderland.
I looked at the screen caps to
Yeah,
confirm.
I mean, chat was against.
I haven't seen Alice in Wonderland in like 20 years, man.
All right. All right. Maelstrom movie night. Let's go.
We're gonna have to. You know, I don't want to admit this, but I wasn't a Disney kid. I didn't watch many of the movies.
That's okay.
We are now accepting.
right.
We are now accepting applications for Maelstrom. We need a new Mufasa player. Is Lindsay available?
No, don't replace me.
No, she's not.
It's fine. I'll just get with Lady Humble and she'll put me through the ringer. She is the Disney one out of the two of us.
That happens.
Yeah, that's all right.
I was gonna say that sounds like a great date night.
It is never too late to be a Disney kid. We are all Disney kids here.
I played card games. She liked Disney. That's how we ended up here. It was a happy meeting in the middle.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
You start hosting
sounds
a show, and then it gets out of control.
Then you come home from work one day and you're like, hey, why don't we make like a video about this game? And then 3 years later, here we are.
Yeah.
3 years later, you're making TikTok dances
There you
at
go.
2 in the morning.
Those
I
who
was
best
actually-
together are best together.
I was actually playing Pokemon at the time, and my wife, like over my shoulder, saw the Lorcana cards. Was like, "Was that Disney?" I was like, "Yeah, I think so." She's like, "I'd play that game with you," and I was like, "Cool, I'm gonna go sell all my Pokemon cards right now."
That's basically what happened with RMB. I tried to teach RMB how to play Magic, and she started crying. And then like Disney Lorcana got like announced, and she was like, "Hey, I like Disney." And I was like, "Oh," and like we watched the YouTube video of them like explaining like the concept of the game and like how to play it. And like day one when it released, like I took off work and went to the LGS and stood in line for 2 hours to get us like 5 packs and 2 starter decks, like 5 packs and 2 starter decks. And like we like opened up our starter decks, opened up our packs, and we like, you know, put some like cards from the packs in the decks, and like we sat there at the kitchen table like learning how to play the game together. And like I've never even looked back at Magic because
I'm gonna have a cool flex on Ryan because I was playing the game before he was actually.
that's also true. That is also true.
Me and the wife went to. She really wanted to play, and like we didn't want to handwrite all of the cards, so we actually went to Kinko's and just like paid some amount of money, and we had it wasn't even the full set. Like at this time, I was sold on a Amethyst Steel being the best deck in the format. It's gonna be so good because we only
Fire
had
the Cannons.
like
Remember we were like Fire the Cannons is so crazy.
we only had like
You
70
can play
cards.
Captain Hook and get it back.
We only had like 70 cards, and like I was trying to break the Moana, like set 1 Moana. We were doing the crazy stuff. It was such a good time. And I remember telling Ryan, I was like, "Hey, you should play this game with us." She's like, "No, I'm playing Magic." And I'm like, "Okay."
Well, I was like qualified for like regional
Okay.
championships, and like I was still like going and like doing stuff and things and stuff. And
We
oh yeah.
we sleeved them up into some of Liam's old Magic decks. Like we put the
That's exactly what I did.
the Lorcana cards in front of Magic, the printed like Lorcana cards in front of Magic.
My proxies
still
were
do
in
that.
front of Pokemon and Magic cards. Is what
We
my
don't-
proxies were on.
Yeah.
Good
That's not
times.
true. I
Take
use
me back.
the filler cards now.
Take me back to
Ah.
set 1. Take me back.
Well, yeah, I have, right? I'm looking forward to those. Yeah, those days when we can do these flashback fun set 1. Oh, actually, no, I didn't care for it.
I gotta take it all back.
Take it back.
It
I
was a
take it back.
different time.
Ursula's Cauldron, like grinding through decks on turn 2. Just but
Oh,
I'll play my
Ursula's-
Magic Broom, put my Buffalo back in my
Yeah.
deck. Play befuddle, return magic broom.
my God.
What was
play
the
magic
special
broom for
ink
my
number?
It was
20 something.
2023.
Yeah.
Ursula's Cauldron is my favorite card in the game by far. Like if you told me I could play a deck with Mufasa or play a deck with Ursula's Cauldron, I would play a deck with Ursula's Cauldron 100%. I love that card.
I've never heard that.
I think R&B is the only one who knows that to be 100% true.
What?
I would play some.
Ursula's Cauldron.
I was dreaming about Tamatoa and picking up Florida Spheres and Popsicles.
Yeah, I think you're the only one who knows that Ursula's Cauldron is my favorite card of all time. And
I still don't understand why you love that
I would
card
play
so
that.
much.
If you told me I could play that card in every deck, I would. I would play that card over Mufasa. I love that
Corey
card.
Corey just wants to take 500 unnecessary game actions that end in him and his opponent going to a draw.
That was.
I mean, yeah.
On the this.
Okay, how many times do you see me win with that card, though?
Yeah, never.
What?
I saw you win with a lot of Pongos and Goofies. Didn't see you win with an Ursula's Cauldron.
Yeah.
But I saw you win with a lot of Pongos and Goofies.
I had to use the Cauldron to get to the Pongos and Goofies.
Yeah. Did you know that you could just pay 4 and draw a card?
No.
Don't get me started.
Pay
Yeah,
for.
you got to make sure the card you draw is the good one, so you use Ursula's Cauldron. Come on, think about it.
Ursula's Cauldron inspired mug. There's another merch idea for Maelstrom. We're creating the whole line here tonight.
So it's just market research.
Giving all this
the
out
entire
for
time.
free.
You heard it here. You heard it first. All right, we have hit the 2-hour mark. I have to say, I really appreciate you all jumping in for Maelstrom. Humble, it's a pleasure to have you here on the show for the first time.
Thank you so much for having me.
I never do.
Anytime you want me on, just let me know, and I'll make time to be on.
You heard it, Brandon.
As long as he watches a Disney movie first.
I was gonna say,
you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Zagulus offered that like 2 months ago, and now this has been.
If you would have asked me about the one I've watched, which is The Lion King, I would have probably gotten it right.
I'm gonna throw this out there. So yeah, come on anytime you want. You have something to talk about, let us know. But what I'm interested in, pick a Disney movie from Renaissance era or earlier, I would say. Watch the movie and then come on the show to do a 5-minute or 10-minute humble review of that Disney movie which you missed when you were a kid. I'm interested in.
I could do that.
Yeah.
I'll pitch that to Lady Humble, and she will definitely make an event out of it. So
let's do that.
I'll let her pick the movie.
Okay. Kudo, at some point, I'd love to hear Black Cauldron or see Black Cauldron on that list.
So good.
Yeah, let's do that.
I
That'd be fun.
need it.
But no, thank you all for joining us. I'm going to post the link to the Team Maelstrom Discord one more time here in the chat. Once again, if you're on Twitter, you can't see it. So go find one of these folks on Twitter or jump on one of our other streams and check the comments, and you can get that link there. Great place to hang out if you just love Lorcana. From the team, before we give our closing thoughts, anything else that we should anything else from Team Maelstrom as a whole?
We have a lot of before you do, we have a lot of content coming. We're obviously all new things. I'm writing a completely new theme that's going to be in front of all of our YouTube videos and content.
It's
so
so
I'm
good. It's
very
so
excited
good.
for that.
What,
and now Ryan's thing.
What did you want to tell him, Ryan?
Do we tell him?
I mean, we can.
Okay. You know what it is. You've loved it. It's been on everyone's mind, and it's coming back. But it's coming back with a new name and a new face. You have both halves of the Lab Rats here, and we are proud to announce that Lab Rats is going to be rebranding along as well with the Maelstrom name, and has a new name. And we would like to showcase the name today for you. Can I get a drum roll, please?
Oh, Ryan, you're going to build a bank.
We will now be entering into the Illuminary Workshop, where we test it so you don't have to.
Yay!
I love that tagline.
we are super excited to get back onto filming. We felt that like the name Lab Rats just had too much connotation towards our old organization, and moving forward, we didn't want it to be confused or misconstrued So we are gonna rebrand. We are really excited for it. We've been kind of waiting to make this transition and make these steps so we could get back, and because we've both been kind of itching to play, get back and make this content. So I'm really happy that we are going to rebrand. We are going to be filming soon. We have a lot more content other than just the Luminary Workshop kind of planned as far as Team Maelstrom goes. So be on the lookout for that. I do believe we just made a YouTube channel. There's no videos on it yet, but you should probably go over there and subscribe and just be ready because it is going to happen very, very soon.
Yeah. Day one decklist video should be coming right along with release.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm excited.
Amazing.
Nice.
I'm excited. Let me know when you're going to take guests on your show. Get a trip out of it. No, that's super exciting.
That's always been kind of the plan. Season 1 was just R&B and I. We're hoping with this new rebrand, we get to have some more community members, other competitive players, other team members from Maelstrom also a part of it. Because as much as I like looking at this Baldwin right here, and as much as he loves looking at me, we also understand that sometimes we got to change it up a little bit and have some fresh faces on the Luminary Workshop. So hopefully moving forward, once we do get everything set up, we get the branding done, we get everything finished as far as the behind the scenes thing, we can start reaching out to other content creators, other competitive players, and other members of Team Maelstrom to kind of come in and fill that role. So it might not always just be R&B and I. It might be, me and Liam, or it might be R&B and Logan. Who knows? The world is the possibilities endless. World oyster, sky limit, etc.
It's my goal to be the first one. I'm gonna be making a lot of trips to Florida here soon, so we'll make it work.
We're excited to see it. No, that's awesome. Thanks for sharing it here. I'm excited for it.
I'm so excited for it. Great name.
For sure. And with that, we have to wrap. Brandon, a quick. I mean, it was 2 hours, but it went by quick. I feel like.
Definitely. I mean, it always goes by quick when we have guests like this. It's just a good time.
Yeah. Any closing thoughts for the week?
I'm excited for Archazia's Island. There seems to be some fun new stuff coming. Sapphire seems busted. For anybody that didn't hear the whole show, that's basically all you needed to take from it.
Lily Fossa reigns supreme. That's all I need to know.
I mean, it doesn't release for another 2-ish weeks, a little less than 2 weeks. So I don't know if there's anything in between there, to be honest with you. But regardless, I'm excited for the new set to come.
Yeah, I'm excited. And Sailor's posted the link to Team Maelstrom YouTube in the chat. Yeah, no, me too. I don't know. I can't wait for next week. I really can't wait for 2 weeks from now. We're gonna have an awesome show after release weekend. So
yeah,
it's gonna be great. Well, once again, thanks everybody for joining us. We'll see you here next week at 8:00 for Let's Talk Lorcana. Yeah, Brandon, once again, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Brandon.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Brandon.
birthday.
Happy birthday. See you all next week.
Love you, Zayback.
Happy birthday, Mr. B Squared.
Oh my God.
Day to you.
What is this?
Happy birthday, Mr. B Squared. Happy birthday to you.